New tonight, Carolyn Warmus, convicted in a notorious Westchester murder for murdering her lover's wife, could be getting out of prison after a quarter-century.
She has been serving time for a crime that she says she didn't commit. CBS 2's Mary Calvi has the exclusive jailhouse interview from a deadly affair.
The famous case.
I could hear a woman screaming.
Fatal attraction case.
She didn't get a fair trial.
She wasn't too taken back by it.
I'm in prison for 25 years to life because I dated a married man.
You may remember the media circus surrounding the Carolyn Warmus case. Initially, her lover, Paul Solomon, was the prime suspect in the shooting of his wife, Betty Jean, in Scarsdale. His multiple affairs, a questionable life insurance policy, and a lucrative movie contract brought him under scrutiny. There were also questions about a call for help his wife made before dying.
The caller shouted, "He's killing me," as opposed to "she's killing me."
But then the tables turned.
The whole thing was so surreal for me.
Her second trial landed her here in Bedford Hills, a maximum security prison, where I sat down with her for an exclusive interview.
If the trial was held today, what would have been the outcome? Well, first of all, I don't even know if there would have been an indictment if the trial were held today, because there's so many more scientific advances.
Carolyn Warmus was never accorded a presumption of innocence.
At the age of 17, Jeffrey Deskovic was convicted of murder by the same district attorney's office. After DNA tests were done, Deskovic was freed and later awarded $40 million. After it came to light, the medical examiner skewed testimony in favor of the prosecution. The very same medical examiner in the Warmus case.
That by itself, to me, warrants the case being given further scrutiny.
What do you want tested in this case? Well, everything, to show one way or the other. Let's do the test. If it shows I'm guilty, there you go. But I know I'm not guilty.
A fingerprint at the crime scene was never matched. Semen found on the victim's body never tested. And then there was a bloody glove that suddenly appeared 3 years after the murder. Now, new documents obtained by CBS 2 show a judge was refusing to hear her case to have the DNA tested.
The trial is over. She was convicted. You can't revisit that.
Former prosecutor and current law professor Ben Gershman says she not only had a motive, she had a past.
She had a history of stalking men.
And some damning evidence that linked her to the purchase of a gun the very day before the murder.
Did you ever own a gun? No, of course not. Had you ever fired a gun? Absolutely not.
Warmus insists she was framed, and Deskovic?
There's a lot of red flags there.
He contends she deserves a new day in court.
I just want the truth to come out.
Carolyn Warmus is up for parole in January and has also appealed for clemency. Her main reason for speaking out now, she tells me, is that she's been diagnosed with a brain tumor. She says she is desperate to clear her name before either being granted parole or dying in jail. Mary Calvi, CBS 2 News.